Yo, what is good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I know, another upload. Wow, I'm going crazy. But anyway, as you probably do know, the NFL draft is coming up, and it's a pretty big one, at least for quarterbacks. So, yeah, I guess let's get into my mock draft for 2024. Let's go. Now, with the first pick, the Chicago Bears got it because the Panthers are, let's just say, rebuilding. That's the nicest way I could put it. The Bears, honestly, are one of the stupidest franchises ever. They had an incredible free agency, and they already have an upcoming quarterback in Justin Fields that no one paid attention to after the first few weeks because he was garbage, but then he actually became a good NFL quarterback, as he has already shown the year prior, where he ran for over 1,000 yards and wasn't half bad at quarterback. And unfortunately, they traded him. It does not matter because now Caleb Williams has an incredible supporting cast, great defense, incredible wide receivers. Like, Jesus Christ, got DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, golly, and DeAndre Swift. Oh, man. They're just going to have to worry about the offensive line. But other than that, he's set up for success. But even though Caleb Williams is certainly going to be a Bear, it's going to come back to bite him in the butt at some point. Okay, this is going to be karma because they should have not traded Justin Fields. I would have been fine if they drafted Caleb Williams at the same time as having Justin Fields and have them battle it out to see who it was better, but that'd be stupid, and it's probably going to be the right decision for the foreseeable future, but it's going to come back to bite him at some point. I promise you that. But for now, Caleb Williams to the Chicago Bears. But now, at number 2, we got the Washington Commanders, and I believe that they just don't have a quarterback at all, and I don't know. I don't know a lot about them. I know Jaden Daniels obviously won Heisman Trophy, and his elbow somehow is still in. Yeah, Drake May, I think it's probably just him being from North Carolina, but he obviously reminds me of Mitch Trubisky, so that's not good. And then J.J. McCarthy, so I think it would probably make sense, Drake May. Listen, I just don't pay attention to college football. I will next year when the college football game comes out this summer. I'm so hyped for that. That's going to be so sick. But I don't know like a lot of the nitty-gritty of all this. But I do think that Drake May is up here further. I mean, Jane Daniels, he's going to go to probably the Patriots. Yeah, Patriots. But yeah, I think for the Commanders, since they have such a good supporting cast and no quarterback, obviously it would make sense to take a quarterback, and I think it's going to be Drake May. Now, the New England Patriots. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dear God. But it's going to be interesting because right now you have here Marvin Harrison Jr. Let me just tell you, he's pretty freaking good. He was better than his dad in college, and his dad's a Hall of Famer. So, yeah. Obviously, dads and relatives don't matter because you're your own person, and you never know. Marvin Harrison might flop. I don't think he's going to be, though, just being honest. And Patriots, they could either take him, set up a quarterback for, maybe, who's the other quarterback? Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. There's a lot of guys later. That probably would be smart, but Patriots, they're smart. I don't know how smart Gerard Mayo, obviously we haven't seen him that much so far. I think the smart thing for the Patriots to do would to not be picking a quarterback, but it's right there, dude. The Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden freaking Daniels, is right there, and you're telling me the Patriots aren't going to pick him? There's a chance, but I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a New England Patriot. But now the Cardinals, no, Marvin Harrison Jr., they need help at wide receiver, and Kyler Murray needs someone to stop him playing his video games, So I think Marvin Harrison Jr. makes sense to the Cardinals. Honestly, I kind of wish they would go to an interesting team that's going to win, but too bad. So sad. Los Angeles Chargers, it always feels like they're just drafting offensive linemen to help Justin Herbert, but now they're just tanking, dude. They got rid of Mike Williams, got rid of Keenan Allen, got rid of Austin Eckler, like, geez, man, they're going to need some sort of help. But I think, dude, you're right. It's Justin Herbert's prime. He's not even there, and he's still one of the top 10 best quarterbacks. And he's on this 5-win team every year. Like, Jesus Christ. And I think the smart thing would obviously be Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. Oh, what a beautiful name. Rome Odunze. So beautiful. But I don't know the differences between these guys, but I'll just go with flip a coin. I don't have a coin. I'll flip Malik Neighbors to the Chargers, sure. Now, the New Jersey Giants is interesting because I don't think they would be picking J.J. McCarthy because they already have Daniel Jones locked up to hundreds of millions of dollars because the Giants are the Giants. But, yeah, I think it probably would be wide receiver here. Dallas Turner wouldn't be bad, but they already got good defensive help in the offseason. And I think it would probably be smartest to go Rome, which I think I'm going to do here. I don't think there was so much that happened this offseason. I don't think the Giants got a wide receiver, which I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah, not really good running back for a replacement to Saquon. So I think Rome to the Giants makes sense. Now, the Tennessee Titans, an interesting team, but I don't think J.J. McCarthy, because that'd be crazy if they just drafted 3 quarterbacks in 3 straight drafts, and they all would be bad. Even though J.J. may not be. Joe Alt, however, and Dallas Turner would be pretty good. Brock Bowers, I don't think for tight end here, probably not. But Joe Alt, he's fucking insane, dude. And then Dallas Turner, oh, that's tough. But I think with the young quarterback, that's tough for the Titans because they already have Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line. I don't think their offensive line is incredible. So I think I'm going to go with Joe Alt to the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, they got even more mediocre, which I don't know how you can go from mediocre to more mediocre, but the Falcons are the Falcons. So looking at this, they already have an incredible tight end. Hopefully they're going to actually freaking use it. Who is their new coach? The one guy from the Rams. I forgot his name because there's been so much changes this offseason. But for the Falcons, they already have a very good offensive line at some places. I don't know all of it. Defensive line. I think Arnold Ebiketie, he's young. They have probably one other guy that I can kind of remember, but that's about it. They have good cornerbacks, I know that. So I think it would probably realistically either be Jared Verse or Dallas Turner. And I know Dallas Turner is really freaking good. Jared Verse also is, but I think I'm going to go with Dallas Turner to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, once again, the Chicago Bears just fleecing teams all over the place. Panthers, Jesus, you really did this. But, yeah, Bears' 9th pick. They already got their quarterback of the future, unfortunately, in Caleb Williams. And they already have great wide receivers, great running back. I don't think it's a great offensive line, though. They would have been awesome to get Joe Alt. But look at these 2 boys right here. That's probably good. They have great corners. Defensive line is obviously great with Montez Sweat. And I think the smart thing would be to continue to build up their offensive line because I don't think it's incredible. And I could see them taking a corner, but they already have really great young ones. I don't think it's worth getting another one. Jared Verse would be useful, but I think they already have a good enough defense. So I think I'm going to go with Talise Fuaga or Olumui. I'm not going to even try. Let's go with the first guy. But next up, we got the New Jersey Jets with Aaron Rodgers back, and they are now deciding that since Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the throwbacks last year in his first game, they're just going to wear those jerseys the whole season so that nothing can go wrong, right? Yes, it can, because they are the Jets. But looking at what they need, they got a wide receiver in Mike Williams, and obviously their defense is pretty decent. They got Hassan Reddick, who's just an older version of Bryce Huff, so whatever. They have Sauce Gardner, future or current best corner in the league. But, yeah, Brock Bowers would be interesting. Corners, I don't know how much depth they have at corner. I think their defensive line is probably good. I think it would either be offensive line or Brock Bowers. I think I'm going to go with Brock Bowers to the Jets. Now the Minnesota Vikings, and they don't have a quarterback. So, well, I mean, I know they got probably like Jacoby Brissett or something. Kings, with the 11th pick, go the J.J. McCarthy route. Now, the Denver Broncos. Oh, boy, this team is just in shambles. So, I could see them going anywhere. There's not really a quarterback worth taking this high, I would think. It could be corner, but they have young guys out in the defensive backs. There's not a lot of linebackers, I realized. That's interesting. But I think they also don't have like too bad of an offensive line. Man, Broncos are in a tough spot here. I mean, Jared Verse, I don't think they have a great defensive line. Jared Verse probably would be good, or Latu Latu. That's an interesting name. Byron Murphy wouldn't be bad. I think they just got to worry about either offensive line or the edge. So these two guys pretty much. So I think Jared Verse yeah, again, I'm just not going to try. And I think Jared Verse probably makes more sense for the Broncos. So Jared Verse for the Broncos. Now the Las Vegas Raiders. And how are they going to screw this one up? I don't know. For the Raiders, I think just getting offensive lineman for the future, I'm going to go with, I'm not, Penn State, that guy, to the Raiders. Now the Nolans Saints. They, with what they got, I know they got, oh my god, dude, I know they got people good in the offseason, but I just can't frickin' remember. Okay, they got Equanimous St. Brown, they got Chase Young, that was who I was thinking about, and they got Nathan Peterman. I think in that case, it probably would be nice to get quarterback, because I also saw that they released Marcus May. Brian Thomas also wouldn't be bad, because they also released, Michael Thomas. I think you couldn't really go wrong with Brian Thomas or these two, so I think I'm going to just go with either one of these two. Terrion Arnold, I think is going to be New Orleans Saint. But now the Indianapolis Colts. I think probably corner for the Colts, so I think I'm going to go with Quinion Mitchell out of Toledo. Very interesting. Now the Seattle Sea Dogs. Offensive line, incredible. Cornerbacks and just overall defense is pretty good. Defensive line, not so much. And I do like these two guys here for them. That would probably be good. Either Byron Murphy or Latu Latu. Would they need an edge or a D-line? I'm going to go with D-line. Byron Murphy to the Seattle Seahawks. Now the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it'd probably realistically be either Cooper DeJean or Latu Latu. But they do have Josh Allen, who's a pretty good linebacker, pass rusher. So I think I'm going to go with Cooper DeJean. A white cornerback, a rare breed, a shiny Pokemon, if you will. Cooper DeJean to the Jaguars. Now the Cincinnati Bengals. It probably would be an offensive line, because Joe Burrow just can't seem to have a good offensive line and just gets injured. Especially with last year, him getting injured immediately. Probably an offensive line in Troy or JC. Maybe even Amarius. So I'm going to go with Troy out of Washington. Now, the Los Angeles Rams. This would be interesting. I think probably either Laiu or an offensive line. So I think I'm going to go with Latu to the Los Angeles Rams. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This would be interesting because they did just send down a young, good wide receiver to the Shadow Realm. Oh, boy. But the Steelers absolutely fleecing the Bears out, just the living crap out of the Bears, to get Justin Fields, to have now two starting caliber quarterbacks. It's unfair, dude. It's just unfair. Yeah, I think either offensive line or corner, and in this one, that's tough. That's tough. Because I think the Steelers already have a decent at both positions, and I don't really know them too well, so I think I'm going to go with J.C. Latham, I don't know. Now, the Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. Interesting team. But, yeah, what do the Dolphins need? They lost Christian Wilkins, so that sucks for them a lot. Jerzon Newton would be good replacement for Christian Wilkins to the Dolphins. Now the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, baby. I don't really know where we would go. I know we would probably fleece someone, because that's just how he does. Jackson Powers. Okay. But there's really only, like, good corners up here, and we don't really need, like, corners. I think we probably would maybe trade this in real life, at least what I'm looking at right now, because we just don't really need any of these positions. But, I mean, edge would not be bad for us. I think either edge or offensive line, but I think I'm going to go with Damian Robinson to the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Go Birds. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, their second pick of the first round. And do they have any help for Justin Jefferson? I don't think they do, honestly. I don't think they do. But do they need that? No, they need a corner, and either Kool-Aid or Nate Wiggins would probably be good. But I like the name Kool-Aid more, so I'm going to go with Kool-Aid to the Vikings. Now, the Dallas Cowboys. I love how they're not trying to win anytime soon. So I think probably offensive line would be good. Where did Piotage play? I think he was tackle, maybe? He was probably inside, so I'm going to go with Graham Barton to the Cowboys. Now, the Green Bay Packers. Oh, boy. If Brian Thomas somehow managed to fall this far to the Packers, no doubt in my mind that they would pick him, and I think it would just be smart for them. Brian freaking Thomas to the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see who is going to suffer with Baker Mayfield and his slump this year again, because it's the Baker Mayfield cycle. He's going to suck this year. Guaranteed. They do have an incredible offensive line man. I don't know about the rest of it, so probably an offensive lineman. So I'll just go with Jackson Powers. Sure. Now, the Arizona Cardinals actually get another pick up here. That is interesting. Who would they take after taking frickin' Marvin Harrison Jr.? Probably an offensive line. I think at this pick, it would either be offensive linemen or corners. And I think I'm going to go with Amarius Mims to the Arizona Cardinals. But the Buffalo Bills, I think probably wide receiver. I mean, corner wouldn't be bad. They also lost Tre'Davious White. Like, come on, Bills. Really? Really? So I don't think any pick would be bad here. That would be of these two. Either Nate Wiggins or Adonai Mitchell or a different wide receiver. So I think I'm going to go with Adonai Mitchell because Josh Allen is still a bit young. And nice young guy to pair with him I think would be good. But they probably should take a corner. But I think either one of these guys would be good. If I'm going to take Adonai Mitchell to the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Detroit Lions, very good team. And I think the good pick here would just be bolstering that defense. And Nate Wiggins to Detroit Lions. Now, the Baltimore Ravens. This is interesting. It doesn't matter, but, you still want a good offensive line for a very run-heavy team. But I think either Ladd or Xavier would be good here. But I think I'm going to go with Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma. But honestly, Ladd or Xavier would not be bad, as I just said. Now, the San Francisco 49ers, I think it would either be offensive line or Darius. So I'm going to go with Darius to San Francisco 49ers. Now, for the final pick in the first round, I'm only doing first round, obviously. The Kansas City Chiefs will be picking Bo Nix, as they don't have a quarterback. No, I'm kidding. But, oh, baby, they could get Xavier motherfucking Worthy here. I want to see that happen. I'm not going to lie. I want to see that happen. Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs. Oh, boy. Yes. Oh, baby. But here is my draft. Honestly, I like it. There are some picks that is not going to happen, but I like it. And, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I do want to see how much you disagree with me in the comments below. So, I will see you next time. See you.